In the concealed shadows of Dublin lies an infamous syndicate known simply as the Family, which has clandestinely established a dominion, ruthlessly controlling Ireland's narcotics trade. While the Kinahan cartel once reigned supreme in Ireland's drug market, the Family astutely seized the opportunity to ascend as the nation's preeminent drug lords. This is the intriguing narrative behind the Family's meteoric ascent to power, one that delves deep into the enigmatic underworld of this criminal organization. In a bygone era, the Kinahan cartel held sway over Ireland's drug trade. However, their global aspirations and recent crackdowns on their operations have significantly weakened their local influence. Concurrently, the Family silently consolidated their power, capitalizing on the tumultuous aftermath of the Kinahan-Hutch feud, which left a grim tally of 18 deaths and over 80 gangsters incarcerated. This feud provided the Family with the perfect opportunity to enhance their position, as the spotlight shifted away from their rivals. The Family firmly established itself as Ireland's foremost supplier of heroin, with an expansive network spanning from Dublin to Cork. Their operation operates with precision, forming strategic partnerships with Eastern European drug traffickers to ensure a consistent influx of narcotics into the country. What sets them apart is their distinct approach. Unlike the flamboyant and confrontational style of their counterparts, the Family prefers to operate discreetly from the shadows. While their niche primarily lies in heroin, they've recently ventured into the cocaine, ketamine, and MDMA markets. They actively steer clear of the more violent aspects of the drug trade, under the leadership of Brian Grendon. Brian Grendon, a seasoned criminal endowed with astute business acumen, maintains a resolute focus on his operations while steering clear of drug consumption. In stark contrast, his elder sibling Philip grapples with bouts of paranoia and disorder, a vulnerability deftly exploited by the Family. They harness these weaknesses to recruit drug addicts as an economical labor force, providing them with complementary cocaine and heroin to maintain control. This network of addicted individuals serves as a protective barrier, bearing the brunt of legal ramifications during law enforcement searches. Over the course of 2 decades, the Family has diligently erected their criminal empire, with Brian at the helm. Known for his keen surveillance instincts and risk-averse approach, Brian employs dozens of disposable cell phones every week, which are constantly replaced to evade detection. The gang members rigorously adhere to a code of silence, refraining from discussing their criminal involvement. In 2001, Brian Grendon first garnered attention when he was apprehended in possession of nearly €2 million worth of heroin, resulting in a lengthy prison sentence. However, upon his release, he wasted no time in re-establishing his criminal enterprises, ultimately ascending to the position of the country's most prominent heroin dealer. Philip, on the other hand, encountered legal troubles several years later in Spain. In 2014, he was residing in a Valencia hotel with 2 suitcases containing a staggering €3.8 million worth of cocaine. Paranoia gripped him as he became convinced that rival criminals were closing in on him. In a frantic bid to protect his stash, he threw one of the suitcases filled with cocaine out the window. However, his attempted evasion went haywire when he lost his key card and locked himself out of his room. He was subsequently discovered by the police standing outside his room, clutching the suitcase full of cocaine. These actions ultimately resulted in a 7-year prison sentence for Philip. Law enforcement agencies intensified their efforts to dismantle the Family's criminal empire through a series of raids, resulting in the seizure of substantial quantities of drugs, cash, luxury watches, and high-end vehicles. One such incident occurred in 2015 when Jason Rowe, a father of 4, had his house raided, leading to the discovery of over €3 million worth of drugs and firearms. Significant arrests such as the Darren Hoey, the gang's chief financial operator, exposed the vast sums of illicit funds circulating with their operating. Despite these setbacks, the Family persevered, expanding their network and forging connections with Eastern European suppliers. They also laundered their profits through the second-hand car industry. A major breakthrough occurred in 2020 when law enforcement uncovered an operation linked to the Family, resulting in the seizure of a staggering €4 million in drug money. Darren Huey, the gang's financial mastermind, was apprehended, and his residence, along with a cottage, was raided. Investigators discovered a hidden compartment in Huey's Audi designed to transport and conceal large sums of cash. This €4 million seizure marked its largest in the state's history, underscoring the magnitude of the family's illicit activities. In the preceding year, it became apparent that the family had forged ties with none other than the Turkish mafia. With plans to flood Ireland with heroin, this endeavor ultimately faltered, leading to the seizure of €1 million worth of heroin at the BNB in Ireland and the incarceration of 2 Turkish crime bosses. Despite these setbacks and ongoing investigations, the family exhibited no signs of slowing down. With their success deeply rooted in their adeptness at laundering illicit money, they have ingeniously devised innovative methods for laundering their ill-gotten gains and have gained control over numerous enterprises spanning various industries. Recent revelations have shed light on the magnitude of their money laundering operations. Estimates suggest that they were clandestinely funneling as much as €120 million of illicit funds out of Ireland annually, translating to an astonishing €10 million each month. It's essential to note that this represents only a portion of the funds they aim to launder. The remainder of their profits was either retained in Ireland or reinvested to bolster their drug trade. The family's ambition appears limitless as they persistently expand their criminal enterprise. Their amassed wealth is strategically reinvested to secure a consistent drug supply and extend their market dominance. Remarkably, they make conscious efforts to distance themselves from gangland feuds and violence, emphasizing their focus on the business aspect of their operations. While the family diligently worked to distance themselves with association with criminal acts, they were unable to entirely sever such connections. One incident in particular cast a lingering shadow over their reputation: the murder of Gary Carey in July of 2022, allegedly orchestrated by the family. Carey, a convicted drug dealer, fell victim to the brazen ambush outside of the Hilton Hotel, succumbing to his injuries weeks later. As the battle between law enforcement and the family continues, it's evident that the family's iron grip on Ireland's narcotics trade is not easily relinquished. Their resilience, innovative tactics, and expansive criminal empire make them a formidable opponent in the ongoing struggle to combat organized crime. With vast sums of illicit funds at their disposal, the family's ambitions remain boundless, and their impact on Ireland's criminal landscape is far from over. The family's story is a testament to the enduring challenge of combating sophisticated criminal organizations and the ever-evolving nature of the global drug trade. The criminal underworld remains a complex and ever-changing landscape, where criminal enterprises adapt and evolve in response to law enforcement efforts. The family's ability to distance themselves from violence and feuds, coupled with their focus on the business aspect of their operations, it sets them apart as a unique player in the world. Their use of addicted individuals as a perspective and protective barrier against legal repercussions is a clear illustration of their cunning and adaptability. In conclusion, the family's criminal empire continues to cast a long shadow over Ireland's criminal landscape. Their rise to power, innovative money laundering tactics, and ability to distance themselves from violence makes them a formidable and enduring force. The ongoing battle between law enforcement and the family underscores the complexities and challenges of combating organized crime. As the family's story unfolds, it serves as a reminder that the fight against such criminal enterprises is an ongoing and ever-evolving mission. The impact of the family on Ireland's narcotics trade is profound, and their story is far from over.